Imagine a place where the ocean shimmers like jewels. Volcanoes rise from the earth cloaked in emerald green. This is Hawaii, a chain of islands in the vast Pacific. The Hawaiian people, skilled sailors and farmers, called these islands home for centuries. They lived in harmony with nature, their lives guided by the rhythm of the sea and the land. These islands, so beautiful and remote, held a secret. Their location was very important. In the middle of a giant ocean, they were like a crossroads. Ships sailing from Asia to America had to pass by. This made Hawaii a valuable prize for nations looking to grow their power. The world was changing. New inventions like steam engines made ships faster and journeys longer. Countries like the United States, growing in strength, started to look across the Pacific Ocean. They saw Hawaii's strategic location, and they saw an opportunity. This is where our story begins, at the crossroads of beauty and power, where the fate of a peaceful people would be forever altered by the arrival of a powerful nation. Long before the first American ships arrived, the Hawaiian people flourished. They were not one single group, but a collection of tribes. Each island had its own chiefs and its own stories, but they shared a common culture, a deep respect for the land and the ocean. Life revolved around the Aina, the land and the ocean. Fishing provided food, while the volcanic soil, enriched by centuries of volcanic activity, was perfect for growing crops like taro, from which they made poi, a staple of their diet. Religion was deeply connected to nature, with gods and goddesses residing in volcanoes, forests and the sea. Theirs was not a perfect world. Tribes fought each other for land and power, but the idea of a unified Hawaii, ruled by a single leader, was unheard of. This would change, however, with the arrival of outsiders bringing with them new ideas and new ways of waging war. The arrival of Captain James Cook in 1778 marked a turning point. Cook's voyages opened the door to the West, bringing with them trade, but also diseases that ravaged the Hawaiian population. The delicate balance of Hawaiian society was disrupted, leaving it vulnerable to the ambitions of powerful outsiders. The arrival of traders and missionaries from the United States and Europe brought about dramatic changes. Western goods, from metal tools to firearms, flooded the islands. Missionaries, eager to spread Christianity, began converting Hawaiians and changing their traditional beliefs. One Hawaiian chief, Kamehameha, saw an opportunity in the chaos. Using his cunning and newly acquired Western weapons, he conquered his rivals and unified the islands under his rule in 1810. Kamehameha First, as he became known, established a kingdom modeled after European monarchies, but he also understood the importance of maintaining Hawaiian culture and traditions. However, the seeds of change had been sown. The Hawaiian monarchy, though ostensibly independent, was increasingly influenced by foreign powers, especially the United States. American businessmen, drawn by the potential for profit from sugar plantations, began to exert their influence on the Hawaiian government. This internal struggle for power, combined with the growing economic and political might of the United States, set the stage for a pivotal moment in Hawaiian history: the overthrow of the Hawaiian monarchy. By the late 19th century, the United States had become a major player in the Pacific. The U.S. Navy, growing in strength, needed strategically located bases to protect its interests. Hawaii, with its central location and excellent natural harbors, was the perfect spot. In 1893, a group of American businessmen, with the support of U.S. Marines, staged a coup d'etat, overthrowing Queen Liliuokalani, the last reigning monarch of Hawaii. The Queen, facing the threat of violence, surrendered peacefully to avoid bloodshed. This paved the way for the eventual annexation of Hawaii as a U.S. territory in 1898. The United States wasted no time in establishing a military presence. Pearl Harbor, a large natural harbor on the island of Oahu, was deepened and fortified to accommodate a growing fleet of battleships. Other military installations, including army bases and airfields, were constructed throughout the islands. Hawaii, once a sovereign nation, was now an outpost of American military might, its fate intertwined with the ambitions of a distant power. From paradise to battlefield, Pearl Harbor and the Second World War. The peace of a Sunday morning in paradise was shattered on December 7, 1941. Japanese warplanes, in a surprise attack, bombed Pearl Harbor, sinking or damaging much of the U.S. Pacific Fleet and killing over 2,400 Americans. The attack on Pearl Harbor propelled the United States into the Second World War. Hawaii, once a distant outpost, became a strategic frontline. The islands were placed under martial law, and the lives of civilians were turned upside down. Thousands of Japanese Americans suspected of disloyalty were interned in camps, a dark chapter in American history. The war transformed Hawaii's landscape and its people. Military bases expanded, and the islands were fortified with bunkers and gun emplacements. Hawaiian men and women served with distinction in the U.S. Armed Forces, fighting in Europe and the Pacific. The war ended in 1945, but its legacy would continue to shape Hawaii's future. The attack on Pearl Harbor had demonstrated the island's strategic importance, solidifying the U.S. military's presence and setting the stage for the decades of complex relationship that would follow. Living with the giant cultural and political aftershocks. The decades following the Second World War saw Hawaii undergo profound changes. The territory experienced an economic boom, fueled in part by military spending and the growth of tourism. In 1959, Hawaii became the 50th state of the United States. However, the relationship between the U.S. military and the people of Hawaii remained complex. The military's presence brought jobs and investment, but it also led to social problems, environmental concerns, and the displacement of native Hawaiians from their ancestral lands. The cultural impact was undeniable. American culture permeated Hawaiian society, from language and music to food and fashion. While many embraced these changes, others lamented the erosion of traditional Hawaiian culture and the loss of their language. Politically, the presence of the military became a contentious issue. Some Hawaiians advocated for greater autonomy, while others sought independence from the United States. The struggle for Hawaiian sovereignty, fueled by resentment over past injustices and the desire for self-determination, gained momentum. The islands today, a complex relationship continues. Today, the U.S. military remains a powerful force in Hawaii. Pearl Harbor, now a national memorial and active military base, stands as a reminder of the past and the ongoing strategic importance of the islands. The military is Hawaii's largest employer, and its impact on the state's economy is undeniable. The relationship, however, remains complex. Environmental concerns persist, with the legacy of military activities, such as fuel leaks and unexploded ordnance, posing threats to Hawaii's delicate ecosystems. The high cost of living in Hawaii, driven in part by the demand for housing from military personnel, continues to be a challenge for local residents. Culturally, there has been a resurgence of interest in Hawaiian language, traditions, and identity. The movement to revitalize Hawaiian culture has gained momentum, with efforts underway to preserve the language, promote traditional arts and crafts, and educate younger generations about their heritage. Looking ahead, uncertain futures, enduring beauty. The future of the U.S. military's presence in Hawaii is uncertain. The strategic landscape of the Pacific is changing, with new challenges emerging. The U.S. military is adapting to these changes, seeking to maintain its presence in the region while also addressing the concerns of local communities. The people of Hawaii face their own set of challenges: the rising cost of living, the impact of climate change, and the struggle to preserve their unique cultural heritage weigh heavily on their minds. Yet amidst these challenges, the spirit of aloha, the Hawaiian value of love, compassion, and hospitality, endures. The story of the U.S. military in Hawaii is a complex tapestry woven from threads of conflict, cooperation, and cultural exchange. It is a story that continues to unfold, reminding us of the enduring power of place, the importance of history, and the enduring search for balance between security and sovereignty.